Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael, can you hear me? Hey, Michael, can you hear me? Okay. So if you see how I do that, so you go in your map, you go here, you go to System Preference, okay, and then you will find there's Security and Privacy, this guy. You click General, and usually there should be something here, and then you unlock it, and then it will work. Okay? You got it? Okay. Yeah, you can try. Hey guys, can we start? All right. So today we are going to do a few things. So the first thing is I want you guys to sign up GitHub, but not right now. I just give you some idea how to sign up a GitHub account. And we are going to use the GitHub account to share our code. And then I may try a little bit about the Hangout and share screen. So if you have Google Hangout, and we can share our screen and I can work with you. And then we'll move forward to learn HTML5 canvas. All right. So first thing is you go Google and you type GitHub. So you can find the GitHub on the first search item. And you click on the GitHub. Like me, if you didn't log in, and you should have the button over here and click login. And then you can you fill up the information, and now you would have the GitHub account. So what I did is like I'm sharing my code in a GitHub folder. So we call projects. So whatever we did in this course, and I put all the code in here. For example, we have CCC and JS. So I'm going to copy this URL and put it in our comment. Okay. So yeah, you guys can click on this link and see if you can come over here or not. So like last time we worked on the games thing. So I still working on the this Mac game. So if you have you are interested in how to develop this Mac game, and you can copy it and paste on your in your PyCharm, and you can work on this project. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit about what I did, and then we move forward to the Google Hangouts. So I'm gonna open my PyCharm. You don't have to follow me for the Python things. So for example, I work on this Mac game. So like I create a function called start game, and then I have the welcome message, and this welcome message will call different options. So I'm gonna run it and see it will or not. So like for example, I just put my name George, and you can go to the market, like for example, and you can buy, for example, you can buy X, something like that. And then if you want to go back, and you click 0, and then I haven't finished for the forest. So you go to the forest, and then you can do something like chop down a tree or fight with an monster, something like that. Okay, yeah, just for fun. So make sure you can come over this GitHub, and you go to CCC games and mac.py, and you find this code, and I'm going to continue to work on this project, and make it can attack the people, attack the player can do the attack and fight with the monster or the bad guy, something like that. Just want to make it be fun. Okay, so the other thing is I want you guys to have a Google account, and then you might have Google Hangout. So because there's a function called share screen, so you can share your screen to me, and I know what's wrong with your code, and I can help you. So for example, I have Google Hangout. So you just go Google Hangouts. So I can start a video call, and like I copy the link to share, and I can send to you. And then on here, you click here, you can do share screen. And then I can share any of the screen or some of the application. Like for example, if I open the Visual Studio, you can share the Visual Studio to me. Or you can share the whole screen, like this screen. You can share it. For example, like this. Okay. We will try it after our finish the lessons. Okay. All right. So the first thing is like I want you to open your Visual Studio Code. I hope you guys install the Visual Studio Code. Like this. So if you don't, and you sure, you can just go Google and VS Code, and you can click on the download Visual Studio Code. If you are on Windows, you choose Windows 64-bit. On Mac, and you choose Mac version, or you go if you are Ubuntu, and try Ubuntu. And that installation is pretty straightforward. and you can do install it. Okay. If you still have the problem for this lesson to download the Visual Studio Code, you can just use a notepad. For Windows, you can use the notepad. For Mac, you can use the text edit, like any editor is okay. You just need to write some code, and we can run it. Okay. So if you have the Visual Studio Code open, and you can send me something, and I will start to do it. Okay. Yeah, for the Hangout, we will try it somehow later. Okay, after this course, and I will call one of you. And but let's just start for the HTML5 canvas. All right. Okay, so I guess everybody already have the Visual Studio Code, and if you didn't, if you are not have your Visual Studio Code, you can use the Notepad, or you can use the text edit in Mac. So, but the first thing is, in your desktop, you should already have a folder called Projects, right? So you can click here and open folder, and you go to the desktop, and you should have a folder called Projects. And I can because I have another folder called JS. If you don't, you can right click on Windows, right click and new, and create a folder called JS like mine. Or you can in Mac, you click on the new folder and create a folder called JS. Okay, so I click on here and click open. So I have my JS folder open. And now what you need to do is, like, we are going to click on this button to create a new file. So it's called, how about just call index.html. So I click here, just create index.html. I may just don't like it. So click index.html. Okay. So make sure it's index.html, because most of the time, if for a static website, they will come to the index.html to look for the code. All right. Since we are on the HTML5, so what you need to do is like the first line you would do like this, less than, and you put a dot type. So it's exclamation dot type. Now you just HTML. You don't have to put this one, but it's better to put it here, because if you let your browser know you are going to code in HTML5. So the next thing you want to do is like you may do a header, like head, right? And you put some metadata over here, like description or link or blah blah. But in this lesson, we don't use this one. And we may just put body. You can put body. So between this body is some HTML markup. For today, we are going to do the HTML5 canvas. So we click over here, go to your Chrome, and you just type HTML5 canvas or canvas tutorial. So you just canvas. So on the first one, I want you to find this HTML5 canvas W3 school. So let's just click on here, open a new one. And yeah, there's some the canvas, something here, right? So I will wait for you. You just type HTML5 canvas, and then you click on here. If you are on here, let me know. Just leave a comment so I can move forward. So you should go. So if you don't find if your Google doesn't show up this link, and you may just directly click on my link. So you can go over here. Okay. And if you find out this link, just scroll down a little bit. So you can here you can see there's a canvas markup over here. And probably you can scroll down more. You may just copy this piece code and paste on over here. Just paste over here. Okay. Now make sure you're going to save. Click save. All right. Once you have done, you go back to your browser, Chrome, and you open a new tab. Now you can, on Windows, you can hit Control O. In Mac, you just Command O, like Command O, or Control O. So the same thing, you go Desktop, Projects, JS, and you click on the index.html, you click Open. So I say it again, you go Desktop on your Chrome, you click, you hit on the button Control O or Command key plus O, and you should have this window pop up, and on your right hand side choose Desktop, the folder you are putting your codes in, projects, which I put it in the projects.js, and there's a index.html. So I click Open, and now it shows up something like this, right? So if you already got this one, I want you to change the width and the height to 800 and 400, 800 and 400, and see what happens. And don't forget to save and refresh. If you have done this step, please leave me a comment. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna change my code to, like, for example, here is 800 to 400. You're gonna save it, and you come over here, you hit refresh, so it looks bigger, right? And after that, you might thinking, yeah, what's this style mean? Style means is kind of we call CSS. So for example, here we put a border, this border, like 1 pixel solid black color border. Of course, you can change to like 2 pixel and change the color to, for example, to red. Yeah, red. Okay. And now you save it and refresh. Okay. But because we want to do some HTML and JavaScript and see what we can write on the canvas. So again, you come back to the HTML canvas. So you probably just go, let me see. Let's try this one, fill style. Okay, so in order to do the HTML, so what you need to do is just like you add a script, like this script, okay? In this script file, what you need to do is like first you need to get this canvas. So first you just say canvas equal to document, because what document means is means this one is a document. In this document, and you are going to get the element by ID, right? Something like this. Okay. So our ID is my canvas. So you just copy it and put it here. So in this canvas, and there's something called context. So what is context? Like we are going to get the context. Like you don't have to type the comment. I type the comment just for you to reference. Context. Okay. So we just ctx canvas get context 2D, because we are going to do the 2D game. So we just use 2D. Okay. If you already have this one, and you also have a context, and we can start to draw something inside this canvas. So let's just say ctx in this context, you're going to fill style. You're going to fill the color. So like, for example, I will fill like purple. Okay, and then ctx dot fill rectangle. It is a rectangle. So what does it mean? You may ask. So you just draw a rectangle inside the canvas. So first I'm going to draw 0, 0, and how about just 50, 50. And I'm going to save this file. So it's save it. Now I go back to my my Chrome. I'm going to refresh it. So you should saw a small block over here. Okay. What I want you to do is like you can fill up the whole canvas. So how are you going to do that? I'm going to give you 1 minute to finish this code, and make sure you can fill up the whole canvas with the color you like. Cool. Yeah, you can try different color. You don't have to be purple. You can try green, yellow. Yeah. So, but you have to fill it up, not just like me, just a small block. I want you to fill up the whole canvas. the whole area. How are you going to do it? If you already finished, please leave me a comment. Like, because it is a rectangle, right? It starts from 0, which is this point. From this corner is 0, 0. And this rectangle, its width is 15 and its height is 15. So if you change it a little bit bigger, like for example 80 to 80, so you're going to save it. And now you refresh, it grows bigger. So what I want you to do is like, you're growing all the way bigger to here. So what is the number of this? You probably can see it over here, right? It's the width is 800 and the height is 400. So which means you should put 800 over here and 400 over here. So like 800 and 400. Okay. So let me refresh one more time. It should looks like mine. Okay, that's cool. And like, because you just fill up this one from 800 to 400. So but if you want to lay down some, like for example you want to lay down some picture over here, so how are we going to do that? So the first thing is I want you to just go to the any website. I found there's one website called Open Game Art. Okay, you can go Open Game Art, like this one called Open Game Art, and you click here. And I go browse 2D art, this one, and I come over here in this 2D art, and you probably can choose this type called Whispers of Evelyn. So I click here, and let's just download this one. You put your mouse over here, you right click, you choose say image as, or yeah, in Windows should be the same, say image as. You right click, and the same thing, you go desktop, projects, JS, on the same folder of your index.html. You might change the name to, like, just change the name to time01.png. Okay, or whatever name you want, you just put a name, or you can put abc.png. But I put time01.png. Now you can save it. And if you go back to your Visual Studio Code, you click here, it should show up next to your index.html, right? the first thing I want you to do is like behind the body, we are going to load it called image source. So you choose the picture you just download. Like for example, here is Thai 01. And now you save it. Again, you go back to your project, the index.html. Now you refresh it. It should go over here. Okay. So I will leave you, give you a little bit time to finish this step. If you have done, leave me a comment. Yep, I think everybody just got it. And now, what I want you to do is like, in this image, I want you just give it an ID. Like for example, here I want to give an ID, for example, the same like the file name times 0. It's just an ID. After you put an ID in this image, and you also, by the end of here, you put something called on row, this attribute. Okay, so you got on row, and then you go back to your script block, and you define a function called function low Thai. Okay, something like this. Just make sure your function has the to create a function and give it a name called low Thai and parentheses and brace. Okay, so if you got this function, you put the name with here in the onload called low time, like this. All right, so what does it mean? It means on row, it means after this image was rolled into your HTML document, and if you call this function row Thai, okay, so if you call this function row Thai, and yeah, we're going to put the this image into the canvas, right? We are going to lay them all the way into my canvas. So the first thing, let's just try to put it in the first place, like this one here. So let's just say you have to do like, for example, a variable called, for example, just t, or any name of the variable. Do the same thing, just document .get element by ID. So the ID is the same ID here, time 01 over here. All right. And then you want to use the context ctx dot draw image okay. So you're going to draw the T, which is just the image you wrote from here, the T. Okay, this tie at the place, for example, just how about just 0 and 0. Okay, and I'm gonna save here and refresh. It should show up over here. Okay, I will give you a little bit time. If you finish this code and your tie is show up here, and just give me a comment. Okay, you might say why we need to on row, right? Because like if you play any game, it just start loading, which means it will roll all the assets like image, audio, or probably the other code or program. It roll all the way, and then you can start your game. So here we are just rolling one tie. So we have this function and roll tie. And you might think that you don't need this image show up here. So what are you going to do? So you can use CSS to make it disappear. So you may just, by the end of this one, you're just saying style equal like display none. All right. You just put this one here, display none. You save and refresh. So you will got this. And what I want to do is I want to lay down this tie all the way from the 0 to over here. How am I going to do that? So roll all the way from here to here. So which means I'm going to roll the second one on here, right? From here. And the third one from here. And the fourth one from here. Okay? So what I need to do is like from here, you will say in JavaScript you can use a while loop. So we just do while, like we have the star x equal to 0. Okay. If the star x less than 800, or less than or equal to 800. So the width, I will just draw. You copy this piece, come over here. I will draw the image over here in the first row. So let's see. I save this and I finish this code. I come over here and I refresh. Boom, nothing happened. Why? Because the star X should be some problem. So let's just debug it. Okay. Oh, it's a dead loop. Sorry about that. So, okay. Why? Because this star X, it had to be increased, right? Otherwise, it's just keep growing. So, star X plus, like, for example, 100, and let's see. So it will show up like this. Okay, but doesn't look good because I just move 100 from the beginning and every 100. I want to move exactly the same width we have for this one. So how are you going to do that? You might click here. Doesn't show. Yeah, it shows here. If you can't see it, I just zoom it out. It's 250 width and 224 high. So what you need to do is just go back to Visual Studio Code and you said how about every time I just press 250 and let's see what happened. And you come back here, you refresh, boom, it looks a little bit nice, but you can find some tile they can connect with each other. Yeah, for me, I may just live with this. You might thinking, oh, after you finish this row, you want to go to the next row, right? So how am I going to do that? So you will change the Y. You just change the X and you can change the Y, all right? So we will nest this Y. Let's see. You just saying, how about this? You said star Y equal to 0, okay? Another Y. You said star Y less than 400. Why is 400? Because my canvas height is 400. So the same. I want you to copy the whole piece, the star X, and cut it and put it inside this brace. So you will have something like this. Like I press the tab key and move it all this block to the right side. And don't forget to increase the Y because last time I forgot and it just have a dead loop. So the same thing, I will do star Y equal star Y plus the height of the image. So I forgot, I just come back here is saying 224. So I come back here. I do 224. Okay? You have 224. And I come back here and refresh. Oops, nothing happened. Why? So let me save it. And we have X, we have Y, and so we're just not moving because we're always drawing our picture on the 0, which is the same 0 Y here. So what you need to do is just correct the 0 to start Y. Okay, you save this function, you come back here and refresh. It should show up all in your canvas. Yeah, I give you some time to finish the whole coding for the road tie. If you finish, and please leave me a comment again so we can move forward. Well, if you have any problem, just also leave me a comment. I'm going to try to connect you through the Google Hangout so we can do the debug. But you will try your best and get the canvas filled with this tie. Okay. So for today, the last code we want to do is like we're going to create a small block over here and let it move in our canvas. So we're going to use one function called let's say this function called set interval. Okay. And what this function do in JavaScript is like a clock, and you will do like, for example, you give a function here. You might just define a function, but yeah, for example, I define a function called show. Okay, show, just the function over here. So you put the function name show, and there's a time in millisecond. So 1 second is 1,000 seconds. So in 1 second, you will show 60 times. So what they call is called FPS, frame per second. Yeah, I just got it from the internet. So it means in 1 second you have six pages, like 6 frames. So 60 frames. And so our eyes can see something moving. Okay, so you have, I hope you can finish this code called show. So inside this show, and the first thing is I want you to call roll time, because every frame is have to roll all the time. So you just call roll time. Okay, you call it. And the second one is like, let's just create a block, a small block. Block. So we just use the same thing like before, ctx dot fill style. A block color is like, how about just red, okay? And then ctx, you're going to fill the rectangle to like from the size of the rectangle from let's just start from 0, and the size is 50. Okay, now I save this code. I come back to my canvas. I refresh. There should be something over here. Okay, but because this one is 0 and 0, which means it's over here, right? But how about I change this 0 and 0 every time, every frame, like every frame I change it. So how am I going to do that? So you outside of your function, you define a 2 variable, like for example is like player x equal to 0, player y equal to 0. So you're going to change the first 0 to player x, player y. Okay, and because this show should be show up 60 times in 1 second, so every time it should be increased a little bit. So you just do player x equal to player x plus like just plus 10, like, and player y equal to player y plus 10. And now let's see what happened. Just moving this block a little bit to the 10, and let's save and refresh, and save and refresh. So if you, oh, it's too fast, I may just change back to, how about just 2, and refresh. It show, yeah, it's slow, a bit slow, yeah, a bit slow, like see, all the way go down, yeah. Yeah, I give you some time to finish this code. if you are really good at JavaScript, you can try to figure out how to make this block like if if you move to the bottom, I want you to bounce it back to, for example, bounce it back to the top, and it just keep bouncing in this in this canvas, this area. So yeah, it is a challenge for you. Yeah, how are you going to do that? It may just like if the player X is all it's over this canvas, like it come over here, it should bounce back. So it will bounce back, and bounce back, when bounce back means like you are +2 instead of +2, you are going to subtract 2, right? And the y also going y probably can go all the way +2. So you may change plus to subtract, but yeah, I leave you to work on that. But that's how we can move the player in our game. All right, so if you finish this code, just leave me a comment. Yeah, I'm gonna try, like, yeah, not bad, but it just keep moving. Thank you. Yeah, if the block doesn't show because you have to, like, every time you have to roll the time in your function like this, and you put this one on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, probably you're under every time you probably because your block is under this layer, this tile. So what I want you to do, you just like you always call this show in a set interval. Okay. So you have to roll the tiles, and you have the function call every second call 60 times, because that is 1 second. You divide by 60, it will show 60 times of this function show. Okay, that is the trick. So in game they're not called show, they always call render. So they might in game they call it render or rendering. So yeah, but for us we just show and or display whatever you want to name the function. It just have the same meaning. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I just push all these change to my GitHub, so you can if you can't finish on time, you can go back to my GitHub and see how to deal with it. Okay, so I may just show you how to do that, like So yeah, because I already installed the Git. So for you, you might need to install the Git. So or install GitHub in Windows. You may just install GitHub. So how to install GitHub? You can follow this step and install the GitHub in your machine. But for me, I already installed it. So what I'm going to do is like cd desktop. You don't have to follow me. I just because I want to push it to the GitHub. So cd projects. Okay. So I will git add every new file and git commit message. Today is 20 February 25th in HTML5 canvas. The first lesson. Okay, and git push, and it will push. Yeah, it will push to my GitHub. So let's just go to my GitHub. And come over here. So under my JS, yeah, I have a type 01 just 30 seconds ago. I already download it. And you click on the HTML file. If you can't finish what I did, what you need to do is just copy the whole thing. Or you can click this button and copy the whole thing and put it to your code, and then you can run it. Or you can try, but the first thing you try to figure out what is wrong with your code, right? Yeah. What I want you guys to do for your homework is like, I want this one to bounce back. Like this one, come over here, and then bounce back here, and bounce back here, bounce back, always bounce back inside this canvas. All right. The last thing I want to do is, if some of you are still here, we can try to use the Google Hangout and try to call me, and I will send out the invite. So let's do it. Google Hangouts. So I start a video call, and I copy this link. Yeah, if you have time, we can try this Hangout things and see if it works or not. So I will put this one down here because I don't want to show you show your face. One more thing is, if you don't want your machine running like your desktop fan is running too much, you can go the setting, and here is the bandwidth, and you can have the set this setting to 360p. Incoming is 360p, so it will save you a lot of the internet fee. Okay, if any one of you still online, and also you have a Google Hangout, please just click on the link in this chat, so we can see if we can connect with you. Okay. Yeah, that's it for today.
close, it starts to end up on the bridge.